Ford F-150. This procedure should be the same all the way back to when they started making the F-150, all the way up to modern day, over 2020. All right, so this is an 03 F-150, 8.8 inch rear end, changing the pinion seal. You may not be able to tell now, but it was leaking pretty heavily. It was getting all over here. Anyway, I'm going to replace this pinion seal today. I just want to show you how I was taught how to replace this pinion seal as easily as possible without having to do the crush collar and all that. Anyway, let's go. First thing I did was get the drive shaft off. I did mark the drive shaft so that it goes onto the flange at the same spot. That'll eliminate the chance of having a vibration on the highway. All right, next thing I did was clean off all the dust and debris off of here. Got it clean, got my white out, and put a little index mark on the pinion shaft, onto the nut, and onto the flange here, just to keep everything marked where it was before. And the next thing you do, you come on here, you count the amount of threads that are showing on the pinion right there. And I'm showing 3 threads, maybe the beginning of the 4th. Yeah, it's 4 threads. See, that's a good angle of it right there. All right. So that means when you go back on with it, you're going to want to get it in about 4 threads deep. Anyway, put my 27mm socket on here. I'm going to go ahead and take this nut off of here. I recommend putting a rag on your belly because when you take this nut off, you'll probably get some dribbles on you. Almost all the way off here. Try not to rub off the white out and keep that on there. And of course, I do recommend a 1/2 inch impact for that. That makes it so much easier. All right, get that off of there. All right, now you got to get the flange off of here. What you can try to do first is hit the back of it with a sledgehammer. Don't go crazy with it. You don't want to bend it or warp it or anything. So if it doesn't come off within a few hits, you can get a 2-jaw puller for this. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot here, see what happens. All right, it's coming right off for me. All right, do take note that when you go back on with the flange here, the most important part is to have the pinion marked and the nut marked. This right here, you may not get perfectly lined back up because this is all splines right in here, see? So you could easily get it off a spline and not have it exactly where it was. So again, the most important thing is to get stuff all over your shirt, is to mark the pinion shaft and the nut. Utilizing my meat hooks, I'm going to go ahead and take the seal protector off temporarily off the flange. This is how it goes back on, by the way. And I'm going to do that to inspect the sealing surface. Look for grooves. Get a rag and clean it off first. All right, there you are. You can sort of see where the seal's been riding throughout the years. Overall, nothing that catches with my fingernails, so no ridges, so that can be reused here. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this out too inside of here. Put this back on here. Make sure it's not broken or anything. Get a new protector if it's broken. Oh, and by the way, if you've got grooves and stuff on here, you can get a either a new flange or get yourself Speedy sleeve for it. A sleeve that kind of pops on there, gives you a new sealing surface. Anyway, moving on here, next thing I've got is a seal puller. You can get these for about $10 at Harbor Freight or Amazon or whatever. If any of you guys need links for this stuff, let me know. All right, I've got a bite on the seal in there, as you can see, with the puller. I'm going to pull it back out and show you. See, just kind of go in there and get a bite on it. Don't go too far in, or you might, when you pull it out, you might gouge the housing. Just get a good enough bite on it to grab the seal, but don't go too deep in there. Now I'm just going to pull outward on it and pop the seal out. All right, this thing's not budging. So what I'm going to do now is get a long, thin punch that I'll show you in a minute and get underneath the lip here and kind of pry outward on the seal. Again, I'm just going to try to nudge it out all the way around and haul outwards. Here's what I'm going to use to get under the lip of the pinion seal. I'm going to punch it up there with a hammer, work it around until it pops out. Whack, whack, whack. There we go. And keep going around and see if I can get this thing off. All right, making some progress. Probably about the time I get about halfway around, it's going to fall out on its own, but that's what it looks like so far. Careful again not to gouge the housing. That might be a little, yeah, that was just a little dirt there. I didn't gouge my housing, so almost. I can see it moving. I'll finish it off with the seal puller again here, and there it comes. Oh boy. There she is. I'm going to wait for her to finish draining out, and I'm going to take a clean rag and just wipe out the inside really well. Get any bits of silicone out that are still in there. We seal in. Let me show you something an old man taught me. So, assuming you don't have the correct size seal installer or anything that'll hit the outer ring that my thumb's touching right now all the way around while you drive it in, put yourself some grease or some silicone compound up inside where the spring is. That way you don't knock the spring out while you're hammering it in, because a seal installer would be pushing on the inside here where my thumb is so that the spring doesn't fall out. I'm going to sit this up in here now. I've got a 1/2 inch extension. With one hand I'm going to hold this steady, and with the other hand lightly tap with the extension. Tap, 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 tap. Just kind of evenly try to set it in there. And then once it's set in, I'm going to drive it in like that, same as before, until it's fully flush with the housing here. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, it's kind of held in there under its own weight. I'm going to feel around for where the biggest gap is, which is right here. And I'm going to whack it right there and try to seat that end and more. Hey, does anybody want to come be my cameraman for free so I can kind of get better video recording here? Here's the progress I've made here. It's pretty much flush all the way around. I'll admit, I got a little angry with it and I raw dogged it with a sledgehammer, just tap, 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 and it evenly sat it in there. Because with the extension, it was just kind of, when I was driving in one side, it would pop out the other side. You know, then it would pop out that side. So I kind of got a little aggressive with it just to get it seated. And now I'm going to go around with the extension and fully seat it. There she is, boys, fully seated all the way around. Let's get this back on here, shall we? If you noticed here, I put a light film of RTV on the threads just in case the threads want to leak. So here we go. There we have it. Now I'm going to get the nut. Make sure the threads are clean on the nut because you did put RTV down there. Try not to get your fingers on the white right there because you want to be able to see where it's at. All right, I'm going to get the impact and kind of zip it in a little. All right, now pay attention here. Just run it in a little. Take off and look to see if your 4 thread's out showing yet. Nope. Nope. Just kind of, you might want to wait till it's lined up. Almost. All right, it's lined up again, and there's, what, 2 threads showing, so let's go another rotation. Okay, that's one more rotation there. Looks like I've got 3 threads showing, so I'm going to go ahead and go one more rotation. Whoops, I went about 90 degrees past by accident. It did not take much effort. Yeah, there's almost 5 threads showing, so I definitely went too far. All right, well, if you go a bit past, that's not the end of the world. Just don't back it up because you've crushed the collar more by going in more. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish up here, get the drive shaft back on. And then when the truck's off the jack stands, I'm going to go ahead and top up the fluid here. But yeah, ideally you'll get it exactly lined up perfect. But, you know, this can happen, especially if you're using an impact to tighten it back up. I recommend just getting a ratchet to tighten that back up and holding this still with your other hand. So this is how you change a pinion seal on a truck here without redoing the crush collar and checking all the clearances and all that. That was a great day. Bye.